Oh, well, good morning. Feeling pretty tired this morning actually. It was a big day yesterday, a lot of climbing and did about 50 miles. And then we had this, the woods we came into, the trees were down everywhere, so every single path was blocked. And we had to climb over and push the bikes over, and nightmare. Then we had like the steepest hill ever to push the bikes up, and then Rich's front brake messed up and all the fluid came out. So we're still not sure what happened there, but yeah, he's just taking his front brake off. There is a bike shop in Ironbridge, which is a few miles away, so we're going to go and see if they can do anything about that. But this was our camp spot. It actually turned out to be a nice camp spot actually. We kind of got here and it was dark when we set up, and then we were a little bit freaked out because we saw some quad bikes lower down and just, I don't know, felt like we had to be discreet. So but yeah, it was comfortable. It was a good night's sleep and a nice spot actually. So right, just gonna get the tent down and then we're gonna head off for the day, try and get this front brake sorted out and get a breakfast in Ironbridge. And this is what we came up last night, just as it was getting dark. Actually, it felt a lot steeper than this last night. Yeah, this is the steep bit. Anyway, it all turned out alright in the end. It was quite a decent camp spot actually. Clearly people have camped there before. There's like a little bit of a fire pit kind of thing. So yeah, we're not the first to camp there for sure. Right, well, we're off that steep bit. Just got to find our way out of here now. See all the trees down here on the left. That's what we pushed through last night in the near dark. This place must have got absolutely hammered by one of those storms recently. Look at that. It's almost like whole patches of trees just gone. Right, so our plan today is first off to get to Ironbridge, which is about 5 miles away I think, and we'll get breakfast there and pop into the bike shop and see if they can have a look at Rich's brake. Still not sure what's wrong with it. Yeah, it just pushed out all the fluid last night, but we don't know where from. Thinking it might have been the caliper. Just seemed a bit of a coincidence that it happened just as we were going up through those trees. Right, well, we're not too far from Ironbridge now. Oh, Brookdale first, that's right. Well, you can certainly tell this place has got an industrial past. Some pretty impressive structures around here. Pretty sure this is kind of where the Industrial Revolution kicked off. The iron and the coal and water transport all kind of comes together. Oh, and there it is. It's the famous Iron Bridge. First one in the world ever, as far as I know. That's the famous Iron Bridge. Still looks in pretty good shape, really. Right, well, our route is on the right, but we're going to go left because we're going to try and find a bike shop, and also we want to get some breakfast. Right, so we've deviated from the route a touch on the cycle route 45 along the side of the river. So we've just got to pop down to a bike shop down here and maybe might be able to sort out Rich's brake, hopefully. And I wouldn't mind getting some brake pads for my front actually. They've been a tad squeaky. And we're going to get some breakfast there, so that's the plan. We've got to go down here for a bit and then cross the footbridge, and then the bike shop should be pretty much just there. Another bridge. Morning, ducks. Yeah, you get the feeling that there's a lot of history here. Tiniest bridge ever. Look at that old kiln, that's pretty cool. Wow. Right, we're hoping to get some luck here. So the bike shop didn't work out for us for parts, but if you need a bike shop en route in Ironbridge, Bicycles by Design, they build bikes in there, might be able to help you out. And there's a nice little youth hostel cafe right next door, which is well worth a look as well. So handy to know. It's a little bit off route, maybe a mile off the route, but if you need to get to a bike shop, then it's worth knowing it's there. Oh, we're back over the bridge again. There was nowhere to get breakfast down there by the bike shop, so we just had a tea bun and a coffee. Well, there's a bit of a climb out of Ironbridge for sure. It's pretty steep. But Ironbridge, lots of places to eat, get supplies. Nice bookshop there as well, actually. So yeah, it's well worth stopping and having a look around in Ironbridge. I think we're nearly at the top of the gorge now. There's a property on our right hand side, and it's called Bent Hall. Funny old name. This is National Trust, actually, this property. Well, since Ironbridge, it's all been pretty quiet country lanes, actually, apart from that bridleway back there. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of traffic on these lanes. Feeling a bit tired today, actually. It's a big day yesterday. Feeling a touch lethargic. Well, we have just eaten breakfast, I suppose, as well. Now we find ourselves on a nice bit of bridleway. Seems like they've had a lot of tree damage here. It must have been the storms over the winter. I think I remember seeing this area got hit by some high winds. We've seen so many trees down everywhere. Definitely starting to see a bit more wildlife. I think it's just warming up. I saw my first bee earlier. Some butterflies back there. I guess spring is literally about to explode, isn't it? Well, this has turned into a bit of a squirrels ride. It's our local group at home. It's usually ride a few miles, then have a cake stop, ride a few more miles, eat some more. So, Mr. Taylor, if you're watching, this one is for you. We're channeling the squirrels today. Right, well, we are coming into Much Wenlock. Well, Much Wenlock is a very, very beautiful village. I think I'd like to come back and have a look around properly another day. Yeah, there's a spar shop here, and it looks like there's a few eating places. Yeah, I'd recommend stopping here. Right, well, now we're on the Jack Mytton way. We'll be following this for a while. I think it goes along the top of a sort of ridge line. Rich reckon there's some interesting rock formations along there. Oh, muddy. Right, we're on the Jack Mytton way. Should be following this for a while, a few miles at least, along the top of this ridge. Yeah, it's a nice bridleway climbing out of Much Wenlock, which is pleasant. Well, the Jack Mytton way has been pleasant. A bit muddy along here at the moment, but I'm sure that dries out in the summer. We were just saying that the route in general is really nice, actually. It's a bit of road, but at least the road takes you through some nice villages. It's been nice to explore this area because I don't really know it. We've just crossed over the road, and we had to push up a few hundred metres up quite a narrow track, actually. But I think it saves being on the road for longer, so I can see why they did that. Now we've got quite pleasant riding through these woods again. So I just looked up why it's called the Jack Mytton Way, and and it's named after a guy called Jack Mytton, who was a bit of a character. Apparently he's known as Mad Jack Mytton, an MP and a landowner and a bit of a rogue by the sounds of it, so that's why it's named after him. Looks like the route is nearly 100 miles long. You can ride it on horseback or bike or walk it, so yeah, it's quite a well-known route, I think. There's so many trees down there in this area at the moment. This is Coates Woods, I think. I saw the sign back there. Been really nice. Again, lots of trees down. Must be from the storms back in the winter. We'll be coming off this soon. Just a quick overview of our campsite tonight before I dive in and get changed and have a drink. We slightly cut short the day. I think we're both a bit knackered from yesterday. It's a long, hard day yesterday, and we were aiming for a hill a few miles further on, but it started to rain a little bit and it's windy, might be a bit exposed up there, so we came here instead. And it's a nice spot. It's kind of on the top of an old Roman fort. I guess back in those days there weren't any trees here, but anyway, it's a good spot, and it'll do us for the night. So I'm just going to jump in and get changed. Right, well, we're off on day 5. It's Friday today. Had a very pleasant night's sleep in that woods. It was really good. Pretty comfortable. Nice and quiet. It rained pretty hard during the night, which was a result for us really, because it had been forecast to rain today. So with a bit of luck, we're going to miss the worst of the rain today, which will be good. So today we're heading for Ludlow at the moment for lunch. Had some breakfast at camp today. We've got a couple of hills to get over first. Going to try and do as much as we can today, and then we'll be close to home on Saturday morning. So yeah, let's see how the day goes. The only downside to the rain last night is that everywhere's really muddy again now. So the hill just in front of us is where we kind of aimed to camp last night, but I'm quite glad we didn't actually, because it would have been, the wind picked up quite a bit in the night and it rained a lot all night, so I think probably a sensible choice, getting a bit of shelter in the woods there. And we were both tired yesterday. It's just saying I feel quite a bit fresher this morning than I did yesterday. I think that 50-mile day did it for us a little bit. Yeah, we were just talking about the route a little bit, and yeah, our schedule was a bit put out because we drove up from Cornwall early on Monday morning, so we only had a half day on the Monday. But I think this would be a great route to do over 4 nights, maybe Monday to Friday, start Monday morning, finish Friday afternoon. I think that would be a good one, slightly depending on where you start from, I guess. It didn't make a lot of sense for us to start in Shrewsbury coming from Cornwall, and obviously it depends if you're wild camping or camping in campsites or B&Bs or whatever. If you're wild camping, then there are a few spots that you have to kind of avoid really, like Shrewsbury. Well, we've been climbing for quite a while and we're still, well, we are part way up Brown Clee Hill, I guess. The proper hill's just up there, so we've still got quite a bit to go. Right, well the turn off up onto Brown Clee Hill, it's where you come off the sort of the road. It is hideously muddy. They've just put a new track in or something, and it's like quite a sticky clay. So I don't know, if it's really wet, you may want to do the alternate route, which is a mile or so back, because our bikes are just absolutely lagged in mud now, and it's that sticky mud. So yeah, if it's really wet, if the weather's been really wet, maybe go the other way. We've decided to just come on a slightly different path. The route is very muddy back there, and also it goes straight up through the contours, whereas this one sort of goes diagonally across. So if it's dry and you're doing the route, I guess it doesn't make any difference, but for us right now, I think it's better to do this. Well, that was a steep old hill. You kind of come through the forest, then you've got an access road straight up there. It's steep. Well, I think we're nearly at the top of Brown Clee Hill now. I'm guessing we kind of just go around the contours of the top rather than straight over. Oh, it's a bit cold up here actually. Oh, I don't know what these buildings are. It's very industrial. Mining maybe or something, I don't know. Right, well we're just coming off the top of Brown Clee Hill. It's just a mud bath up here. Right, I don't think I'm going to record much of this because it's just a hideous bog. So if it gets more interesting further down, I'll record a bit more. Well, this is horrible up here. Really horrible. Like the worst kind of riding ever. I'm guessing when we drop off a little bit, it might become a little bit better as it gets steeper, but this is unpleasant. This is one of those descents where we've descended off the top and not really felt like we've gone downhill at all. That was horrible. Well, yeah, I got to be honest, the Clee Hills have been my least favourite part of this route so far. I know it rained last night, so maybe that's made it worse, but it's just a bog. So yeah, looking forward to getting off these hills and back to some drier trails. From a camping point of view, there's plenty of places to camp up here, plenty of water. You know, if you find yourself here and you need to camp, it's probably alright. And I'm sure in the summer it's better. But I'm super glad we didn't try and camp up here last night. It would have been horrible. There's the one break. Oh, that was fun, but I've got 2 brakes, so hopefully Rich is able to stop at the bottom of that. Oh well. I thought there were miniature llamas in that field. They were greyhounds. Right, well we're just on the road for a bit until we get to the next Clee Hill. Morning horses. No response. Right, literally feels like we've been climbing all day today. I guess we haven't, but I'm hungry and a bit weak. I think once we get up around here, then that's it for this section, and it should be a bit easier. But yeah. Right, well we've made it to the top, or as high as we need to go. Oh, thank God that's over. Yeah, it's a tough old climb up through there, especially when you're hungry and a bit tired. But I think we just have to go across the top a bit now, and then descend into a village where hopefully we can grab a snack. And if not, it's Ludlow, which is a bit further on. Oh, it's obviously some kind of mine or quarry or something up here. God, it's pretty bleak up here. I can only imagine what it's like when the weather's bad. I mean, it's not the best day today, but it's not hideous. Yeah, it's a quarry back there. Looks like they're quarrying chippings for road surfaces or something. Well, we just stopped in Clee Hill and had a really welcome sort of late lunch. Oh, amazing how that suddenly just gives you a bit more energy.
It is, yeah. Right down how low you can get, like. There's no will to live. No, so you're perked up again.
Yeah, I just kind of forgotten that we need to go back up to that hill there before we descend down into Ludlow. But I do feel a bit more energised now I've eaten. Right, so we're just heading to that flat area just up there where that car is, and I'm not going to go to the top. It's pretty murky today, so not really worth it. Save some energy. Well, that's a bonus. But we don't have to go up there, after all the track is here. And neither of us can be asked to go up there just to have a look. So happy days, we don't have to climb. Oh, downhill descent now for a change. Right, so we're on the road to Ludlow now. I think it's too far. Well, it's been a muddy old day today. The muddiest of the trip so far, for sure. I'm not sure if you can make it out, but the hill just there, that's where we're aiming to camp tonight, just up there, maybe just over the top of it. Some woodlands there, and I think that's the only real obvious spot. And then that leaves us, I don't know, about 20 miles, 25 miles tomorrow to do, get back to the van, so that's good. Right, we've just been to the co-op on the outskirts of Ludlow, got some water and some supplies for tonight. I just have to ride through the town and then up into the woods where we're going to camp for the night. Don't think we've got time to hang around here actually, because it's going to get dark soon. Another really old town by the looks of it. Well, we're kind of looking for a cheese shop at the moment. I'm not sure we're going to find one. Well, there's a bit of a Castle Abbey thing up there on the right. Unfortunately, we just haven't got time to stop today here. And back over the river. Does look interesting place. Right, well, we've climbed up above Ludlow. Like I said earlier, didn't have time to stop really, so it's getting late. So yeah, got to push up here for a bit to the woodlands on the top, and then we're going to find somewhere up there to camp, and that'll be it for today. It's been a tough day today, tougher than I was expecting, and gloomy. Haven't taken many photos. It's just been a dull grey day, largely in the moors, in the mud. So yeah, not the most inspiring day, and certainly my least favourite of the trip so far. I don't know how much further we've got to go, but I don't know, a little bit yet. These are nice woods though. This is where we'll be camping, but just a bit further up. It's pretty quiet, there's no one around. Haven't seen anyone. chance last night because we literally set up in the dark again. So this was our camp spot. We're in some woods just above Ludlow, or a few miles outside Ludlow. Yeah, it turned out to be a really nice spot actually. It's a pretty comfortable night's sleep. Yeah, I feel decently rested for our last day on the road. So we're gonna head off in a sec, just gotta take the tents down and then we're gonna get off. We've got about 30 miles to do and then we're back at the van. And it's a lovely day again, which is great for the last day. Yesterday was a bit gloomy and muddy and horrible, but today is all good. So I'll see you in a minute when we get on the bikes. Right, so we're away from camp on the last day. Another beautiful day. We're so lucky with the weather this trip. We only had that one bit of rain overnight. And yesterday was a pretty gloomy day, but it didn't actually rain. So yeah, very grateful. Apologies if my brake is squeaking today. I've tried centering the rotor a few times and I think the pads are just gone. So yeah, apologies if that's annoying. Oh, it's always nice having a downhill to start the day rather than an uphill. We were just saying actually it's always quite nice camping in proper woodland, like deciduous woods, not just forestry tracks. The ground is often very, very soft and you get all the bird song in the morning and it feels kind of nice and sheltered and protected in a way. One of my least favourite camps is when you're just on the side of a forest track, you know, pine forest where there's access roads. They're always a bit grim. But yeah, that was nice last night. Oh, the sun. Been in the shade in that forest for a bit. Lovely to see the sun. So I think we've got 15 miles until we get to a village where there's probably going to be some food on offer. So yeah, probably a late breakfast I guess. And that should do us until we get back to the van. What a beautiful day. I guess they're right that the sun shines on the righteous. There's so many lovely properties on this ride. Quite a mixture of sort of styles as well, architectural styles. Some yeah, beautiful properties, amazing locations too. Oh, it's been nice this morning, mostly downhill so far. 5 miles in. It's always a really nice way to start the day. Get the legs warmed up a bit without any massive climbs. Right, we just come off the, well, it's a quiet country lane really. I think we're on a bridleway for a bit now. Still pretty muddy everywhere. Sort of imagining this route would be a bit different in the, you know, in the summer when things have dried out a bit. I mean, we've been fairly lucky, but yesterday in the Clee Hills were disgustingly horrible. Well, this is a pleasant valley to ride up. Yeah, we've not, what are we on now? 8 miles and no big hills yet. So it's very pleasant. Another amazing house. I do like these white and black ones with the beams. I wonder what it's like to live in a house like that. Well, this is a charming bridleway. I think I've said in other videos, I love these old bridleways that are almost covered with trees. Beautiful. Just feels so old. I guess everything's about to explode into life, isn't it? Right, I think we're about a mile and a half, couple of miles from Prestane, I think, Prestine. Not sure how you pronounce it. It's a slight detour off the route, maybe half a mile, so I think that's well worth it to get some food. Oh, my stomach is begging for some food. Did have some porridge this morning, but I'm still hungry. So hopefully we can find something here. I'm pretty sure we can. Thank you. I don't know if you noticed that, there's like a whole end of a building hanging off back there. There's got to be a cafe somewhere, isn't there? Oh, down there looks a bit more promising. There's one way.
Yeah, push down there.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, actually, I think there might be something around the back, Rich. I'll ask. Hi, there's 2 for breakfast, if that's possible.
Yeah, it's still under 11:30. Ooh, 5 minutes. That'll be fine.
Thanks. Can we sit outside the back?
Yeah.
Or can we get around the back?
No.
With our bikes? No. Okay, all right, we'll leave them there. Thanks. Well, that was a well-earned breakfast. That's a nice village, actually. It's probably worth a visit if you're passing. It's only a short detour out of the way. Yeah, actually, we should sit down here, shouldn't we? Oh, that's better.
Oh yeah.
Don't fall in.
Sluice gate. Oh, hello.
I don't know why it's so funny, but... Right, we just climbed back out of the village and back on the road now. Oh, there's Knighton. Yep. Well, it looks like we're downhill all the way. This could be the longest descent of the trip. Well, there's Knighton in the distance. That's where we're headed. Always get carried away on these descents and forget I've got all the bags on the bike, and then you try and slow down or something and it's not as responsive as normal. Just can't help it. Yeah, poor old Rich, only one break. One break Haynes, that must be his name now. We salute you, Ukraine. So this is Knighton. It's the clock tower that's quite well known apparently. Right, so we're just leaving Knighton. We had a second breakfast lunch in JD's cafe, which is right on the corner there, en route. Really friendly, chatty guy in there who owns it. So if you're looking for just a quick snack on the way through, that's a good one to go to. So we got to follow sort of contours of this hill for a few miles. And then I think we got 6 or 7 miles of quite hilly stuff to do. And then we're back in Clun. Right, well, I think as soon as we're on a flat bit of road for a minute, maybe time for an assessment of the route. What do you reckon, Rich? What's your assessment?
Oh, 10 out of 10. Good, interesting route. Lots of variety.
Yeah.
Spectacular countryside and yeah, interesting buildings to look out along the way.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that, and I think it's certainly one of my more favourite routes that I've done. There's yeah, a lot of variety. There's quite a bit of climbing to be done. Yeah, the route is you know, it's pretty hilly. There's a lot of climbing. Obviously we've done it in winter, although this week has been lovely, but it's still muddy. I think my least favourite day was the Clee Hills. It's just because it is boggy and muddy and horrible. But the rest of the route is really interesting. You pass through a lot of really interesting, beautiful villages. There seems to be enough places to stop for food and drink along the way. If you're doing it in the summer, I'm sure there's campsites that are open. We intended to wild camp it anyway, but you could certainly stop at campsites and do it, I think. So yeah, overall, I think it's a great route and I'd highly recommend it. Yeah, one thing I would add is that this route it's been probably harder than I thought it would be, just in terms of the amount of climbing. It's not a bad thing, but it's certainly one where you're going to have to be doing some climbing. And a little note on the tail fin bar bag system. Been flawless, really impressed. Hasn't moved at all, no rattling, very stable. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it. So nice just being able to take it on and off in like 1 second. It's brilliant. Like all the rest of their gear that I've got, I do highly rate Tailfin. Right, well, we're on the sort of final big climb of the trip, I think. Once we get up here, it's along the top and then down into Clun. A few miles, but I think this is the last big push, really. It's so warm today. Feels like early summer, not late winter. It's only March the 7th. Right, well, we're off the road again onto this bridleway. I think this takes us all the way up to the top of the sort of final hill. I'm not sure if we descend a bridleway into Clun, but maybe. We've seen so many red kites this trip. I've been trying to get a decent bit of video of one, but every time I get my camera out, they fly away. Just saw one really close just then by the hedge, but it was going the wrong way. Right, well, we made it up the top of that massive climb. Should be the last one for the trip. So we're now back on the Jack Mytton way, which is also the King Offers Dyke way. They kind of run together here. The dike is on the left there, you can probably see it. I'm trying to work out whether it's to keep the Welsh in or the English in, can't decide, or maybe a bit of both. But it's quite a famous landmark. Thought I saw a flock of birds just here, I'm not sure what they were. Ah, starlings. Hey, starlings. Right, that's us nearly back to the van. Van's just literally a quarter of a mile down here. So yeah, so I will see you on the next trip, which will be, I'm off the end of April to finish the GB Divide with Matt. We'll pick up where we left off at Loch Ossian, and I will see you then.